going on, everybody? It's your man Shaq Cook, and welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Shaquille, where we inquire to inspire guys. Thank you so much for all your support, all you guys who are subscribing to my page. Make sure that you go click that subscribe button. Help me get those subscribers up. Make sure that you share this all over. We need more viewers on YouTube. We need your support. So guys, listen, I have a message for you guys tonight. It's very simple. It's titled, How to Keep Going When We Lack Motivation. We all lack motivation in life. Plenty of times, okay? Listen, I was watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, and even he said that, you know what, man, I was just lacking motivation after the first 3 championships. So we lack motivation in life, and we have to continue to keep going. Sometimes we don't feel like getting up going to work. Sometimes we don't feel like going to the gym. If you're an athlete, you don't feel like going to practice. Sometimes in life it feels like that we're planting seeds and not seeing any harvest whatsoever. But it's important to remember that even though we may not see the harvest right now, we will see it when it is reaping time. But what do we do when we're lacking motivation and we have to keep going to fulfill our destiny? Well, there are 3 things I want to point out to you that we have to do. The first thing is we have to remember why we started what we started. In other words, why we do what we do. We do it because we're passionate. I mean, listen, I'm doing this show because I'm passionate. I love motivating people. I said, you know what? I wanted to help people and I wanted to be on camera. And that's how Keeping It Real with Shaquille was born. You guys saw the success story. But listen, last week on my first episode, I was lacking motivation because I only had about 100-something viewers. And I was like, what in the world is this? I'm so used to having about 700, maybe even 8, at the very least, 400 people watching my show on the first episode. But you know what? It wasn't like that. So I was lacking some motivation. So this message is coming from the heart because I'm actually talking to myself. And I said, you know what? The reason why I started this show wasn't for the viewers, even though I want more viewers like any other YouTuber would. But I started this show because I wanted to inspire people. So I had to remember why I started doing what I was doing. And you guys have to remember why you started doing what you're doing. Remember why you're passionate. Remember why you love doing that. Remember why you fell in love with coaching, singing. Maybe you are also a YouTuber. Maybe you are a motivational speaker like myself. Remember why you started doing it. Remember why you fell in love with basketball, gymnastics, whatever it is. Remember the reason why you fell in love with doing it. And remember, it's because you're passionate. And that's the reason why you do it. Point number 2, you have to keep the end in mind. Listen, we will not be where we are today forever. Period. We're all on a destination, but we're not going to reach our destination overnight. I think about it like driving from Florida to New York. You're going to have little pit stops. You may even fall asleep at a hotel in a different state. But you have to go through different states before you can actually reach your destination. You have to stop for gas. You have to stop to refuel. You have to stop to eat food. There are going to be different pit stops that you have to take, but you have to keep going. You have to keep the end goal in mind. I know for a fact that I want this show to be on the highest level possible, like the Steve Harveys, the Oprah Winfreys, those kind of people. So I have to remember that, yes, one day my show will get there. But until then, I have to keep the end goal in mind and keep pursuing, keep going, keep pressing, keep moving forward. If we stop, we lose. But we win when we keep going and remain consistent. So I need you guys to remember that you have to keep the end goal in mind. Realize that you're not going to always be where you are. Realize that you will reach your goal, but you cannot quit in the middle of the process. You have to keep going. And my third and final point, you have to make one impact at a time. Remember, the things that we do, we don't do it for ourselves. We do everything that we do because, one, we're passionate about it, but then also to impact the lives of others. We didn't start the Outstanding Student Scholarship Fund just for the fun of it. No, we started the Outstanding Student Scholarship Fund to help students go off to college, to impact this next generation. The next doctor is going off, the next lawyer, the next businessman, entrepreneur. So we have to remember that we are impacting lives by doing the work that we're doing in whatever field. Whether you're a custodian, whether you're in administration, whether you work in the healthcare field, whether you're an entrepreneur. the things that you're doing, you're impacting lives. And we have to remember that we have to impact one life at a time. We will reach our destination. We will get there as we continue to keep moving forward. But guys, you have to remember each day is a blessing from God. Each and every day that we get is a blessing. Every good gift comes from above. So we have to make the most out of every single day. Don't let another day go by, even though you may lack motivation, even though you may be like, man, why? What is the whole purpose of this? I don't see any seeds that's being reaped right now. Remember, it will come in due time. Impact one life at a time, guys. So remember, when you're lacking motivation and you're trying to keep pressing forward, remember and exercise these 3 things. Remember the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Remember that you have to keep the end goal in mind. And last but not least, impact one life at a time. See you guys next week for another episode of Keepin' Real with Shaquille, where we inquire to the spot.